Hey, so let's talk about inline in Kotlin. In one of the last videos that I've posted, I was talking about the usage of function literals with receivers in Spring Beans. So Spring offers the possibility to add functionality to beans using annotations, and these annotations could be something like transactional, cache, or anything else. And what that does allows beans to be injected via a proxy. This is normally a cglib proxy, and we see that when we are debugging our code. But if we use just a normal function literal with receiver, we don't get the actual proxy, we just get the instance. So that means that those functionalities that we have added to our bean will not be available when using it in the function literal as we try to make call to methods in our receiver object. However, if we use inline, we can fix that, because inline tells the compiler that I have this function literal, I have this receiver, but now what I'm going to do, I'm going to unpack all of this and create everything in line. So the code that lives inside the function will be copied to the side call. Let's look back at the example I've shown you about function literals with receivers. So there we had two methods. One was making a call to run, and the other one was making a call to a function literal with receiver. If you remember, the first method could make a call to our service via a cglib proxy, and the second one did not get that. Instead, we were accessing the original instance of O service. Let's decompile our controller class. We already know that the run function works, so we can skip that and go straight into the function literal with receiver. As we see, in this function literal with receiver, we do not have the code inlined, and we are making different calls to get the instance of our service. If we look at the new one that I've added, we can see clearly that we do get the code completely inlined. We can see directly that we are accessing the same instance. So there is no room with this code to be able to call another instance. We are always calling the injected instance of our service. And here we can see that it works. But does it? So let's start our Spring application. Okay, now let's make all three calls to the three REST methods. Starting with run. Let's call run. In the response, we can see now that we are getting the cglib proxy. So the controller is able to access from within the function literal of run the correct service. Now let's try the literal endpoint. We make the call to it, and in the response we get there. So we now know that we are getting just the service instance. So there's no cglib proxy, there's nothing there, it's just an instance. So in that function literal, we are only getting the normal service. So none of the extra functionalities added by Spring are present, and we cannot use them. Now let's try the third one. So this one is called literal works. And as you can see, we get the cglib proxy. And this means that that function literal in the controller is really using the actual cglib proxy wrapped instance. That's because in the compile code, we are not injecting the function. We are actually using a copy of the whole content of our function in the controller code. Alright, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this series of videos I just made about inline in Kotlin. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe to not miss out on the latest videos that I will be posting. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, keep it graceful and stay sharp.